Welcome back. My name is Darryl Kwao. This is Business Live. We want to bring you a summary of business news stories from here in Ghana and around the world, including a GIPC delegation visiting Colombia for investment talks. Plus, Nigeria's inflation surges after border crackdown curbs food smuggling.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has delivered a keynote address during the Financial Times Africa Summit in London. According to the Daily Guide newspaper, he showcased the digitization project as a novelty, which has transformed the age-old methods of doing business, from registering businesses to the keeping of a database of registered land and reliable records of residential addresses. A Ghana Investment Promotion Center GIPC delegation has left Accra to the Colombian capital city, Bogota, to explore business and investment opportunities available for both countries. The 18-member team, drawn from both the private and public sector, will showcase Ghana's investment opportunities and new industrialization agenda to the business and investor community in Colombia. The Ministry of Communications says it is in talks with stakeholders in the mobile phone industry to establish a central equipment identity registry that would regulate the mobile phone market in the country. The Daily Graphic reports when fully operational in 2020, the Central Equipment Identity Registry would reduce the influx of stolen, substandard, and counterfeit mobile devices imported into the country, as well as block all unregistered mobile devices and prevents them from operating on any network in Ghana. The shutdown of Nigeria's land borders to tackle rampant food smuggling and encourage an agricultural revival in Africa's top oil producer is having an unintended side effect: higher inflation. A spike in food prices saw the annual consumer inflation rate rise to 11.2% in September after falling to a 3.5-year low in the preceding month. Food price growth accelerated for the first time in 4 months, rising 1.3% from August. Next year's recovery in the global economy will be slightly weaker than expected, and U.S. growth will continue to slow, according to the International Monetary Fund. The IMF trimmed its global growth forecast for 2020 by 0.1 percentage points to 3.4%, saying that rising trade and geopolitical tensions had put economies in a precarious position. It expects growth of 3% this year, the weakest expansion since the global financial crisis.
We begin from the courts tonight, and lead counsel for businesswoman and chief executive of Leroy Cables, Kate Papafield, Dr. Dominic Ayene, has rejected claims that his client conspired to steal money from the defunct Capital Bank. According to Dr. Ayene, his client had a legitimate business transaction with the bank and acquired the funds on merit, contrary to charges leveled against her by the court. Here's Ebenezer Sabote's report from the High Court today.
The state filed a suit against the owner of the defunct Capital Bank, businesswoman Kate Papafield, and 2 others due to their involvement in the disbursement of funds allocated by the Bank of Ghana to be used as liquidity support for Capital Bank. The charge, which includes conspiracy to steal, stealing, and money laundering, among others, have been dismissed by the defense counsels for the accused persons, claiming the funds were not misused as being alleged by the state. Here's lead counsel Dominic Ayene.
And the liquidity support is described in the facts grounding the charges as if it still remained the property of the Bank of Ghana. But we all know that liquidity support granted to a bank is more or less a loan with interest that is to be paid for by the bank. And therefore, we took the view that once the money was transferred to the bank, and the bank disbursed it in accordance with its own internal procedures, it was a legitimate banking transaction that the bank engaged in, and therefore there is no reason why any person should be charged, with stealing.
On her part, Attorney General Gloria Kufu has assured the case has been thoroughly investigated before charges were leveled against the accused.
It was after a very serious review of the docket and the evidence made available to the office by the investigators that the charges have been preferred. If we did not think that we had a case worth presenting in court such that the minimum burden of having the accused persons being called upon to answer to the charges, we would not have brought the charge.
In the case involving the Bank of Ghana and UniCredit, the matter has been brought back to the Human Rights Court and hearing is expected on Thursday, October 17. Ebenezer Sabute's reports for Joy Business.
Now, personnel of the Nation Builders Corps are being encouraged to explore entrepreneurial opportunities to secure their future after they exit the program. Chief Executive of Public Sector Reforms, Thomas Kusibuafo, says they can justify their training by starting their own businesses to employ others and also contribute to economic growth. He spoke at a symposium in Kumasi to mark the 1 year of the introduction of NAPCO, organized by the Ashanti Regional Secretariat. And Lassen Sumensa has more.
When people are saying that, oh, this is a short term, it is a short term, it is not a sustainable job. Let me tell you for a fact, nobody is on a sustainable job in Ghana now, not even the president himself. The sustainable job rests in you, and you are the only person that you can secure your future.
Mr. Kusibuafo says NAPCO wasn't created to massage and win political scores, but it was a special social intervention to reduce the increasing rate of teeming unemployment. He wants personnel to look beyond their monthly allowances to strive to create businesses of their own.
I'm aware, as part of the Bodo, we have Enterprise Ghana. When we say Enterprise Ghana, that is where the billionaires are going to come from. That is where the next Dangotes will be coming from. That is where the next Bill Gates will be coming from. That is where the next Pablo Picassos will be coming from.
I love that.
And that is Enterprise Ghana. They are going to make Ghana profitable. But let me tell you, nobody has ever become a billionaire by being an employee. It is never so. You can't become like Bill Gates when you are employed. So excuse me to say it, my GRA boss, you won't become a billionaire. You understand it? You only become a billionaire, as the president said it, when you start something on your own. That is the enterprise.
Recounting the success of the program, Assistant Commissioner at the Ghana Revenue Authority, Samuel Sechidiodu, explains how NAPCO has boosted GRA's work.
Average, it means everyone has contributed 26,703 cities, 3 pesos. And that, if you look at their salary for 11 months, each one has been given 7,700. It means each one has donated 3.5 times what he was actually given. Please clap for yourself. That is how significant and important the NAPCO has been to GRA. And I believe it's across the country.
Regional Coordinator of NAPCO, Dennis Kwakwa, allayed personal fears of further delays in allowances, adding 95% of all technical challenges to payment have been resolved.
Challenges that initially confronted NAPCO was the payment of the trainee allowances. These were issues that were quite technical in dealing with the GIFTS platform. We are very proud to say that now we have over 95% of those challenges resolved. In Ashanti region, if any trainee tells you, I have never been paid on NAPCO before, then it means that he's talking about less than 50 people out of the 25,000 in Ashanti region.
For JoyNews, Nana Asensumensa, Kumasi.
Meanwhile, the Upper West coordinator of Nation Builders Corps, Omar Nuhu, has revealed that 2 personnel of the program have been dismissed for forgery and impersonation. He said they falsified the signature and official stamp of one of the module implementation partners to facilitate payment of their monthly stipends. Mr. Nuhu made the revelation at the 1-year anniversary of the introduction, marked at Iderba in Wa. JoyNews Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam has the latest.
Nation Builders Corps, also known as NAPCO, is an initiative introduced by the government of Ghana to provide jobs to unemployed university graduates to solve various social problems in both the private and public sectors and build their skills to promote economic growth in the country. 100,000 unemployed graduates signed onto 7 modules where they could be trained. Out of the 100,000 personnel engaged, close to 3,000 of them were posted to the Upper West region. Today marks exactly a year since government introduced the program. A debate was therefore held to mark the day. Upper West Regional Minister Dr. Hafiz bin Sali noted that the introduction of the program has not only impacted positively in reducing unemployment in the region and the country at large, but has also increased revenue generation in government agencies mandated to collect revenue.
The Nation Builders Corps is really a game changer and a significant step at reducing the unemployment rate in the region. Information from the Customs Division and Domestic Tax Unit of the Ghana Revenue Authority shows a tremendous improvement in their revenue generation for the last 11 months that NAPCO trainees have joined their units. Same can be said of our municipal and district assemblies in their revenue generation.
Upper West Regional Coordinator of NAPCO, Umar Nuhu, stated that the core values of the program is knowledge, punctuality, and integrity. He stated that personnel must demonstrate clear knowledge and understanding of what is expected of them in their various workplaces or be ready to learn.
We have had the unpleasant duty of summarily dismissing 2 of our trainees for forgery and impersonation as they falsified the signature and official stamp of one of our MIPs to facilitate the payment of their monthly stipends. There are still several such miscreants parading as trainees who, if found, will be flushed out without the slightest hesitation.
A member of the Council of State, Ambassador Sanoun Mokhtar, urged the personnel to take their training seriously to enable them achieve their lifelong goals.
If you have right attitudes today, I can assure you that tomorrow you will get the goals that you want. You become what you are. So my advice to you is take your work seriously, take your training seriously, be honest and upright, and you will be where you want to be tomorrow.
Apia Enestara, who spoke on behalf of his colleagues, thanked the government for the opportunity, but will wish that they are retained.
It is not the dream of nation builders to serve the nation and go back and sit in the house. It is the dream of every nation builder, based on the experiences we have gathered from our various institutions, through to the various institutions we are working, the experience we have gained. It is a dream of every nation builder to be maintained at where they are serving. I therefore call, on behalf of my colleague nation builders, I therefore call on His Excellency Nana Adadankwa Akufo-Addo, if not for all, but at least 99% of the nation builders, they should maintain us.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.
While away from the first anniversary of NAPCO, Central University College, a private tertiary institution, has commissioned a €400,000 solar energy project to help reduce cost of power. Vice-Chancellor Professor Bill Populampo indicated that 40% savings will be made for not using the national grid. This, he noted, will be channeled towards the needed infrastructure development for the university.
Classrooms, our lecture halls are really always in use, and by that we mean, power for both powering lighting systems as well as PA systems and air conditioners. The cost in terms of the standard power grid has been incredible. I mean, really, really incredible. It's just crazy, to put it mildly. To the extent that there was a time when just in this unit alone, this area, we had something in the region of like 10 different meters. And then another set for the academic area, another set for the student hostels, another set for where the commercial area for students is. I've forgotten the exact figures now, but we're spending something well over 1 million Ghana cedis every year in power. Now, this is really not sustainable, especially in the situation where from the power distributor everything we need on this campus. But it has to be controlled for a number of different reasons. One of them being that we don't have a storage process.
In other news, an Australian-based mining and mineral economics consultant, Henry Entry, has emphasized the need for Ghana to move from the old-style mining enclaves and create linkages that have strong multiplier effects on the economy. Mr. Entry, who was addressing some structural weaknesses hindering Ghana's diversification drive, emphasized the requirement for integration and partnership between government and the private sector.
Entry advocated strides geared towards macroeconomic stabilization. He was speaking on the theme Harnessing Mineral Resources Towards Sustainable Economic Development during the 7th Alumni Lectures of the University of Mines and Technology.
Now, we have to ensure that we go through the right procedures in the granting of our environmental impact assessment, the right studies are done, and then the monitoring is very key. There are now technologies, remote sensing technologies. We should adopt new technologies and ensure that we do things according to the world best practice.
Mr. Entry, who is also a fellow of the Australasian Institute of Mining and Metallurgy, recommended that government mining holding companies should drive value addition initiatives in the country, emphasizing that multiple companies per commodity incur high overheads, administrative costs and funding challenges.
I think one of the challenges we face is a lot of the strategic planning is done from corporate head offices in Australia, Canada and so on. I think as a country we should ensure that all these strategic planning comes into the country so that we can scale up our people, because our people are very good engineers short term, medium term, but we also need to train them on the commercial side so that they can understand the entire dynamics, the mining, the technical, the commercial and the legal aspects.
Vice Chancellor of the University of Mines and Technology, Takwa, UMAT, Professor Jerry Kuma, assured the university would continue to work with the alumni of the UMAT to explore ways of enhancing excellence.
Makes it imperative for students to look beyond their preferences in career choices. She was speaking at a forum held at the Kumasi Technical University.
Dr. Patricia says poverty makes women, especially in tertiary institutions, vulnerable to various forms of abuse by men. She believes financially empowered female can be a great asset to the national economy.
There are a lot of things they can do to earn money. They don't have to wait to be employed. So we have encouraged them to look for opportunities to solve problems. In solving problems, they earn money for themselves, because the monies are actually not going to fall from the sky, as it were. So we've encouraged them to look out for problems, look for solutions for the problems, so that they'll be able to get emoluments for that. Whatever they do. It's very, very important for them to be up to their scratch on time management. If they look at their timetables and they plan well, the time they have to be in the lecture room or the labs or the practical room, then they'll be able to look at how they'll manage the rest of the time. They actually don't have to be physically present at wherever they are. We've talked about technology too. Right now you can sit in your room and do a lot of things, sales, marketing, and a lot of things to make money. So it's not only going out there to stand somewhere to sell that will make you make money, but there should be a lot of innovative ways that our ladies can make money as they study.
The forum was organized in collaboration with the KSTU Women's Commission of the Student Representative Council to mark the International Day of the Girl Child.
It will help the ladies to empower themselves, not to limit themselves in the tertiary or secondary level, but then to think about the future, to think ahead, to think what men can do, women can do it better. They can be our future doctors, our future MPs, professors, whatever. So that's the reason why we decided to collaborate with her.
Sandra Ponteria is commissioner.
Well, we'll still stay with Kumasi Technical University, because Ghana's industrial development has good prospects for transformation as more women opt for the study of engineering. That's coming from the Vice Chancellor of that university, Nana Professor Osei Wusu Achiao. She was speaking on the sidelines of the school's 27th matriculation. Is a he, actually. He says the university and the nation have much to gain by encouraging females to pursue courses in the field. There is more in this report.
Of the 4,561 students admitted for this academic year, 1,839, representing 30%, are women. Professor Oseu Suachiao acknowledges government's efforts at encouraging females in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. He says the university has established scholarships and other support schemes for females to explore capacity in such areas of study.
I think about 30% of the admitted students are females. We would have liked to admit more, and you know, it's something we're thinking about how in the future we can admit more students. Probably among some of the things we would do is to, you know, provide some support so that ladies who come here, you know, to make it easier for them to be here. We're also thinking of providing counseling because some of them, they get intimidated. This is a technical university, so mostly the programs are skills-based, engineering, applied sciences, and sometimes the ladies feel that, you know, those areas are not for them. I think as a university we can do better than, you know, getting the ladies to understand that engineering is for men just as it is for women, and then hopefully we can get them to apply more. So we will have to do our homework better, you know, reach out to the young ladies and let them understand that this institution is for them just as it is for men.
Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Dr. hinted at an outreach for second cycle schools and STEM courses.
As the first female dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, I intend, or it is part of my vision, to see more girls or more females enter into the engineering fraternity. One of the key things we plan to do is to embark on outreach programs at the senior high school level. We've started contacting the Ghana Education Service so that we can get access to the schools. And so every department, that's the 4 departments under the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, we are going to give them presentations and talk to them about the benefits of engineering.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Debra.
And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. My name is Darryl Kwao. We'll be back same time tomorrow.